the most important topic of accounts is journal, as this is the primary book, right? So that is why journal is also called the primary book of accounting. So the first process moving towards the accounts, we need to prepare journal. Now what is a journal? Before understanding how journal is to be prepared, you will have to see that what do you actually mean by double entry system. Why? Because journal entry is based on the concept of double entry system. So all the time you make journal, you will have to make a double entry. That means every transaction has two aspects. Now what are those two aspects? Those two aspects are debit and credit, right? So you have to see, whenever you are posting a journal entry, you have to post two things. That is, a transaction is split into two aspects, dual aspect concept, right? Which shows you that one thing is to be debited and the other thing is to be credited, right? So now what is to be debited and what is to be credited? How is it to be thought of? It is a thought process where you get to know that there are three types of accounts, right? So there are three types of accounts. What are those three types? They are, the first one is real account. Just talk about a real word. What is real? Real means the things which are real, right? This pen is real, this copy is real. So there are many things which you are able to actually see. They are called real. I am a real personality. That means you can see me. So you involve those things which require the physical appearance, that is tangible. Now what is tangible? Tangible means the things you can see, right? The things you can touch, right? And the things you can feel. So you can touch it, you can see, you can look towards it, right? And you can feel the importance of it. Now coming to intangibility, then not only the tangible things are included in real, but also the intangible things. Now what are intangible things? Please prepare a list that there are some intangible assets in the firm or in a business. Now what are those? And every intangible asset has a different meaning. What is it? The first one is goodwill. Now what is goodwill? Name, just the name suggests goodwill. That means you have a good name. You have a good name, good fame in the society, right? So that means you carry a goodwill, and people do carry a bad will also, right? If I ask you what is your business, you say that I have an industry and we make an iron and steel industry, which is Aditya Birla Group or so, or any such example, right? This will give you a positive effect which tells you that he is carrying some good name, he is carrying a goodwill. Now what is bad will? If I ask you what business are you doing and you say that I sell alcohol, right? So this will create a negative aspect upon my mind. So that means you carry a bad will. You are not very reputed person, that means in the society. So therefore you carry a bad will. Now coming to intangibility, the first one was goodwill, where you carry a good name, right? Second thing is patents. Now what are the patents? Patents means the registered rights. Patents are what? The registered rights. So for manufacturing any product or anything which you purchase from the market as a consumer, you might be seeing that every shampoo has a different consistency, has a different fragrance, has a different aroma. Every soap, everything, each and individual thing you purchase from the market, you will find that it is made out of some different product, right? That only diversifies it. So patent is what? The formula of preparing one thing is called patent, right? So this shows that this is also what? This is also a real thing. That means the formula is also a real thing. Now coming to the third one, which is trademarks. Now every business has some trademarks. They have a specific font, they have a specific style of writing their own name or their own brand, right? So you find LG is written in a specific way on all the products of LG. Same way Samsung is written in the same font, same size, same color, everything on the all products of Samsung. So this gives you that they are using a trademark. That means they are using a mark, a design, right, for trading. Example, this is the symbol of a car. I did not write a car, but you can understand that this is a mark which is used by a specific brand, right? So this gives you it helps you to feel the importance. So intangibility is what? It is just the feeling, only the feeling, right? And then if you get that goodwill is one thing, patents are one thing, trademarks are also separately registered, same way are the copyrights. You find the copyrights of books, movies, songs, right? These are what that you cannot copy. If you want to copy, you will have to purchase the rights by paying some specific amount of money, right? So copyrights help you that this is the personal thing, or if some people have a copyright upon their voice also, right? So they charge. If you want to use their voice as a you can say anywhere you want to use their name, right, or you want to use their voice as a tagline, you will have to purchase the copyrights, right? So the copyrights are for some specific products, which are specifically the books. All the times you cannot copy a book, and you cannot now start publishing your own book by copying one or two books, right? So it is not possible. So copyrights help you, or they are also some documents which help you to get a diversified name and fame in the society. Last one, the example of tangible is software. As you use a phone, you are using an Android phone, or you are using a computer, you are using a laptop. Only the hardware or only purchasing a laptop will not work. You will have to get a software uploaded upon it, right? But you cannot see the software. So all these intangible things, you cannot see them. You can just feel that yes, there is a software, or no, there is no software, right? So softwares are also, all these things, they are all intangible things. That means you can just feel their importance, nothing else. So these are all real things. Of tangible, you can include land and building, plant and machinery, furniture and fixtures, cash in hand, debtors. All these things are tangible. And intangible, these are the 5 maximum examples which can be used in the questions, or where you will find that these are being used in the questions, right? So now coming to the second type of account, that is personal account. Now what is personal account? Personal account means where the name of some person is being involved. Personal says that name of some person, first category, right? And then anything which is personal, like me. If we talk about me, I have a separate bank account and nobody can use my bank account. Nobody, right? Next, I have a business, I have my own capital, I have my own drawings. So all these things which every individual has its own specified thing, that is used as the personal account. And third one, the rule itself explains it, that nominal account, what are the things which are included? It includes expenses, it includes losses, it includes revenues or incomes भी लिख सकते हैं आप, right? Revenues or incomes, and losses, you can say losses ka opposite is gains. So these are the 4 maximum things which can be included in the nominal account. Now coming to the rules. Now these were just a basic understanding that what is real, what is personal, what is nominal. Now coming to that how these categories are to be used. If we talk about real account, what is the rule? So you will write rules of accounts. The rule of real account is debit what comes in, credit what goes out. So you will have to see that real is what? Debit what comes in, and credit what goes out. Second thing, personal. Personal account rule is debit the receiver, credit the giver, right? So if you are the receiver, you will be debited, and if you are the giver, you will be credited. And as per the third one, nominal account, the rule is you debit all expenses and losses, credit all incomes, and gains. So everything is included in the formula only. Expenses also come within the rule, losses also come within the rule, incomes also come within the rule, and gains. तो यही चार आपने nominal account के उसमें पढ़े थे, right? So this helps you to know the rules and the segregations, that when which rule is to be used, you will have to first identify that it is a real thing, or it is a personal thing, or it is a nominal thing. Now coming to a question, right? Because the question will help you in a better way, where you can actually get maximum of the concepts cleared. Okay, what is he actually trying to say, or what is he actually trying to ask, right? So I'll be taking a question from DK Goel. You can take question number 1 if you're referring DK Goel, right? ICSE brand. Enter the following transactions in the journal of Manohar Lal and Sons. Now these are some entries where we will require the format of a journal. So I will make a format for you, that what is journal format. What is the format? Date, particulars, ledger folio. LF stands for ledger folio. Then it is debit amount, and then it is credit amount. Right? So this gives you a basic understanding that how you need to make a journal. Now I will just be preparing the journal entry so that you get a basic understanding. First is on 1st March 2018, Manohar Lal and Sons started business with cash. So March 1, 2018, right? Manohar Lal started business with cash. Now you are a businessman, right? This is Manohar Lal and this is a business. Now Manohar Lal is investing money into the business, right? So we are making the books of the business and not the businessman. So money is coming in. Money is what? Cash. Cash is coming into the business, and cash is what? Real. Coming in means debit. So what I will try writing is cash account debit 2. Now what is he investing? He is investing capital, because he is investing the money for the first time in the business, which is called capital. So capital, C for capital, C for credit, and also that capital is what? I told you that capital is included in the personal account. Now he is the giver, so credit the giver. So here the rule applies that it should be credited. Now 60,000 amount has been invested, so we'll write 60,000. We'll write 60,000 and the entry is done. If you want to put the narration, you can put the narration being cash introduced or anything like that. You just need to use the word being or for, and then you can write the statement as it is given in the question, which will obviously deduct your marks if you do not write. But if you write, you will not get any extra marks. So do not get much into it, or do not apply much of your mind upon it. Your main mind should be applied over the journal entry, where you get to know that what is to be debited and what is to be credited. Now coming to second entry, March 2, purchased furniture for cash. Now you purchased furniture. Furniture is what? Real. It is coming in, so therefore debited. So furniture account debit. Now you are purchasing furniture for cash, so cash might be going out. Credit what goes out. So furniture account debit to cash 10,000, 10,000. Coming to the next entry, 4th March. It says purchased goods for cash. Now the difference between the second entry and the third entry is, second mein you purchase furniture and third mein you purchase goods. Now what are goods? Goods are your raw materials. That means the purchases. And it is what? It is an expense. So nominal account mein it says that debit the expense. So purchases is what? An expense for me. So purchases account debit to, again to cash. So I'll write to cash account, and the amount is 25,000, which I will post it upon the debit as well as the credit side. So what you need to do is, you need to make the format first of all, and then you need to put the journal entries in between the format you prepare, right? Now coming to the next one, purchased goods from Kamlesh. Now coming to the difference between 4th and 5th entry, that means the 4th March and 5th entry, it says that you purchase goods for cash. So you paid cash there, but here you purchase goods from Kamlesh. That means Kamlesh becomes what? He becomes a creditor, right? That we have, abhi hum purchase karke la rahe hain, but we have not paid money. We have to pay money to him. He will be my creditor, right? And he is the giver of the goods, so there he needs to be credited. So what I will write is purchases account debit to Kamlesh, right? And the entry is of 15,000. Sold goods for cash. Next entry says sold goods for cash. Now cash is coming in, so cash account debit. And sales is what? My income. So cash account debit to sales, 36,000. Coming to the next entry, it says sold goods to Hari. Now this time you are selling goods but not getting cash. So therefore Hari's account debit and again to sales. So this is with 30,000. We write 30,000 and 30,000. Next entry, 10th, paid cash to Kamlesh. This time we are paying cash to Kamlesh, this person, right? So this time he is receiving the cash, so Kamlesh is to be debited. So Kamlesh's account debit to cash. We are paying him cash of 15,000 rupees. So you put debit 15,000 and credit 15,000, right? Next entry is received cash from Hari. Now cash is coming in, so cash account debit to. You are receiving money from Hari. He is becoming the giver. Credit the giver. So you are getting 18,000 cash, 18,000 cash. Next is 16. Purchased goods from Sohan. You are purchasing goods. Again purchases. That means it is an expense. Nominal account. Purchases account debit to Sohan. He is the giver of the goods. So therefore Sohan. Purchases account debit to Sohan. Next, purchase goods from Sohan for cash. Now this time you are purchasing goods from Sohan, but you are paying cash. So if I am paying cash, I have no objection to see this, that from whom I am purchasing it. The name is to be used only if you are doing it on a credit basis. If it is on a cash basis, then it is Sohan, Mohan or Rohan. It does not matter to you, right? So for the next entry, you have the amount of 8,000 mentioned in the question. You can just note that. Next is paid rent for office. That means you are paying rent. Rent is an expense. Rent account debit to cash. You will be paying cash. So 1,000 amount debited as well as credited. Received commission. So here you are receiving cash. That means cash account debit to commission, which becomes your income, right? And it is 750 rupees on the debit as well as on the credit side. Paid salary to Gopal. Now salary account debit, again it is an expense to me, right, to Gopal. Now I do not matter because I have to pay salary to many people, so I cannot see that to whom am I paying salary. So salary account debit to Gopal. I just need to write that salary account debit to Gopal. So 1,200 rupees. Received cash from Hari. Cash account debit to Hari. You are receiving cash from Hari, right, which is 12,000 rupees and 12,000 rupees. 28th. 29th. Withdrew cash from for use for personal use. Now when you draw money for personal use, it is called drawings. Therefore drawings account debit, and you are withdrawing cash from your office use, so to cash. So 4,000, 4,000. Last entry, wages paid in cash. So wages account debit to cash, and the amount is 7,200, which is a very normal entry where you are just paying the expenses. And the last one is purchasing machinery for cash, which gives you machinery is what? It is a real account. So machinery account debit to cash, 8,000, 8,000. Just do the total of the debit as well as the credit side, right? If you do the total, you will be getting 257,150, which gives you that you have done the total of the journal and your journal question has been complete.